Hello everyone, I'm Paul Hackey and welcome back to the Paul Hakimian Show. We have a great show here today. First, we talk with Dylan Bellinger of lacrosse, who just hit his 100-point milestone. And then we say bienvenue to some of our new kids here at Westwood from the French Foreign Exchange Program. Let's get started. I'm here now with Dylan Bellinger from lacrosse, who just hit his 100-point milestone. Dylan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've played lacrosse for basically my whole life. It's a big part of me. Going to Mary Washington to play lacrosse in college. But outside of lacrosse, I just like hanging out with friends, having fun, stuff like that.
How do you start out in lax?
My dad played lacrosse growing up and all throughout college, so once I was old enough to start playing, he had me playing lacrosse, and I always played since then.
So it's a family tradition almost.
Yeah, I would say.
So let's move on to your recent accomplishment, 100 points. How does it feel to finally hit the milestone?
I was definitely very happy about it. Going into the season, I knew I should be able to get it pretty quickly, and once I did, I was definitely happy.
Right, and what does the accomplishment mean to you?
I mean, it's definitely a big accomplishment. Not many people from our school have done it before, so I think getting that done is definitely a huge accomplishment for me.
So what part of your game do you think you've improved the most over the years?
I think just becoming more confident in my dodging, like working through everything, and even feeding the ball off of a dodge, it's just gotten easier as I've gotten more comfortable with the speed of high school compared to like middle school and being a kid. How has your role with the team changed through the years? Well, sophomore year, I split time. I didn't play as much, and I knew that my role was not to go and score a bunch of goals a game. But as I got to junior year and now this year, my role has definitely increased, and I've had to become more of a scorer while still being able to feed the ball. But I think that's become a big part of my game.
Definitely. So, being one of the big scorers on your team, how do you handle that pressure?
Honestly, I just try and get it locked in before the game, but just knowing that my teammates are there to help me out, just work together with them, and I think that that's definitely helped me because everybody, including and the coaches too, everybody's always there to help with everything like that. Definitely.
And how do you look over the fields to make a play?
Yeah, scanning the field and being able to be comfortable throughout the field is definitely a big part of it. I think that focusing on where my teammates will be and where the cutters are coming from to help get them the ball, and where the openings in defense will be for them to get me the ball is definitely something that is important in the game, and I think I can do that fairly well. Definitely.
And when you do get the ball and you're on a fast break, what's going through your head during all of that?
I just know that if no one's covering me, I got to shoot the ball, and if somebody's covering me, there's a guy open on a fast break, and that it moves fast, but someone will be there.
What would you say is your kind of go-to goal shot, like a tip-in or off the crease? Or
definitely, I think I get open off cutting a lot, but if I'm dodging, I play behind the goal, play X, so that dodging from back there and just getting top side and shooting the ball is definitely my go-to.
Definitely. So Dylan, how do you stay locked in over the season?
I think just being motivated, knowing our goals, the goals I set for myself and the goals that our team has definitely helps me. I know that this year we're looking to win the league, and I think that pushing towards that is definitely important and something that we need to work towards this year.
So is this a team with a lot of ambition?
Yeah, definitely. This team, we should have won more games last year, and we're looking to make those games up this year and win the league this year.
Definitely go on a run.
Yes.
And so because the spring season, it starts off from winter, then moves to summer, how does the climate affect the game, like weather-wise?
Well, this year it was actually weird because it was warmer at the start of the year, and now it's colder this week especially, but I think getting used to that is definitely different, but just our short start of the season, like we have 2 weeks before our first scrimmage and another week after that before we start playing games. So like if you look at the fall sports, they get 3 months to prepare. We get 3 weeks, and it's definitely a challenge, but I think we can handle it.
Definitely. So, looking to the past a little bit, have there been any teammates or friends in lacrosse that you've really learned from?
I think that just I think all the guys in my grade, Luke Biello and Sean, have definitely helped out. Some guys that have graduated, like Nick Gervais and Danny Golden, definitely helped me out, and just like leadership too. Not even skills necessarily, just being a good teammate and hanging out with them outside of lacrosse too is definitely just a good thing. Definitely.
And so looking to now, who are some of the bigger kind of locker room presences?
I think all our captains do a pretty good job. Me, Sean, Luke, and Bennett. But even some of the younger guys are definitely vocal and are working towards being good leaders and are already good leaders.
So you mentioned earlier that you did get a scholarship to play lacrosse in college. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, throughout my recruiting process, I mean, I talked to some schools, but talking to Mary Washington, they were always talking to them was always good, and they always made me feel at home when I visited. I did throughout my phone calls with them, everything with them was just very nice. And I think once after my first visit, I knew that I was like, this is definitely where I want to go.
Sounds like a great match. And one more thing before we go, Dylan, what would you say to people out there who want to get into lacrosse?
Just pick up a stick and just start throwing against the wall. Just practicing your stick skills. Throwing against the wall every day is all that you need, because the basics of the game are what makes a good player. You don't need to be able to shoot super hard, but if you could throw the ball around and just finish in the crease, that's all you need.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Dylan, thank you for coming out, and congratulations on 100 points.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. Coming up on the Paul Hakimian Show, we say bienvenue and welcome to some of our foreign exchange students here from France. I'm here now with world language French teacher, Mr. Welfel. Mr. Welfel, how did you start out with the foreign exchange program?
It was on through social media. When I first started in district, I connected with a teacher in France. There were a few of them, and this school specifically was very motivated and really wanted to do an exchange, and so it worked out really well. Where the first time, I think it was back in 2017, 2018, we had the kids come to visit Westwood. We had approximately, I think, 18 students and 4 chaperones. It was a great experience. And they came a second time because it was COVID, and then we eventually went to go visit them in June or last June. So it's a great opportunity for students to, learn about a different culture, to be authentic, to be in someone's home, to learn about something brand new, and just that's something that's outside the classroom.
Right, so would you say those are some of the goals of the program?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, so what is the process to organize all of this?
Where do we start? Do you want to come? That's, I guess, the first question. And then when do you want to come? And then when the dates are and what works. Because in France, they have for spring break, instead of just having 1 week like we have off in the US, they have 2 weeks. So they have a little bit more wiggle room, but it depends on whether or not we have the spring break the same time. Luckily this year, I believe their spring break started last week and will continue to next week, and then we have our spring break the following week. So it actually worked out this year really well.
Oh, wow. I wish I was there.
Yeah, come next time. Take time.
So what are some of the biggest challenges in organizing the whole program?
This year our biggest challenge was trying to get American homes or students to stay in American homes. We couldn't get enough because we had more French students than we had homes. So unfortunately this time we aren't hosting in our actual Westwood or Township homes. And so today we have them visiting from the city. They took a bus in, and so tonight we're going to also have a potluck. We're going to have different families from the community come, and also our pen pals and teachers come. We're going to have a little bit of a little feast, I guess, put on some videos. We have a video created from our trip last year from June when we visited France, a little pre-presenting, do a Kahoot, and we'll have lots of food and yummy stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. And then tomorrow we'll go to Ellis Island on a collaborative trip.
Wow.
So it's a really good experience for students, especially French students, to get involved, to get to know different people, different way of life, different way of looking at different things.
Right, absolutely. So you said something you said there. So this ties in with a pen pal program?
Yep. So what we've done in the past, we've done exchange of pen pal letters, we've done video conferences, we've done projects together, etc. This class specifically, this 2 honors class, did a school of the project, or tour of the project. It was, or a school tour project, excuse me, and we exchanged videos, so hopefully they were able to see what Westwood looked prior, and hopefully eventually we'll be getting some videos from the French end as well, so you can see what their school looks like.
Absolutely. So, overall through these couple of years of having French kids here, what do you think are some of the common struggles you see starting out when they're coming in?
Being nervous to speak the language, whether he's nervous speaking English or whether my French students are nervous speaking French, it's always that nervous edge and just go for it. Make mistakes. It's okay. And even I said my native language is not French, but at the same time, you practice and you make mistakes and you learn from them. And so learn from your mistakes.
Right, exactly. I mean, just thinking of the perspective from the exchange students' hands of going to a country where you're learning the language and you're just trying to immerse yourself in their culture for the time you're here.
It's not easy.
Absolutely.
But it's a great experience. It puts you out there and it makes you learn something real quick, real new. Real fast.
How do you think the students, both the exchange and the Westwood students, benefit from this program?
In every which way, whether they're learning about a different way of thinking, a different way of life, a different culture, whether they're talking about the bigness of New York City or the bigness of cars, and then versus when we go to Europe and see the smallness of the cars, but smaller streets, cobblestone streets, a little bit more history, etc., more than 200 years that we have here in the United States. So it's an eye-opening experience for both ends.
Right. So you mentioned that last year the Westwood students went to France.
Yep.
But can you tell me a little bit about when the process is flipped like that and we go out to them?
Well, fortunately, we do hire, or we go through a company. We went through Explorica, similar to what we have our science students doing to go to Costa Rica. It's something that we think would make the process a little easier for us, a little more streamlined. It has everything from breakfast to the itinerary to a guide to hotels to the busing, and everything's taken care of. So it makes our life a little easier compared to the students in France. They're one English teacher. They're teacher in France, they organize everything from soup to nuts, whether it be the buses or the hotels or this and that. So for us, it's a little easier because we do go for an outside company, and they streamline the process. Whereas in France, it is a bit more challenging, but seeing it from either end, both ends are very challenging, and it can cause a lot of, a few different hurdles in the road, but you get through them, and you learn to get over those hurdles and work together, which is a great collaborative experience with not just teachers, but also students.
Absolutely. And just one more thing before I wrap up. I am a little bit curious, how does the housing process work? How do you choose students to house exchange students?
So what we do usually is we send out an initial email to parents. I think it was actually in the beginning of September, mid-September. Hey, are you interested in possibly hosting a student in France come March or April? We come up with the list of families who are interested and see if we can possibly match them up. If we have 23 students coming from France and we have 23 homes that are open or more, that's our ultimate benefit. This year we also opened it up to 8th graders, because we couldn't make it work. Just of complications of people's schedules and etc. But we look forward to possibly doing it again in 2 to 3 years. That's our goal, and we're going to probably advertise maybe earlier, maybe in June instead of September. So doing something a little different to hopefully turnkey to make it more of a success for next time.
Well, Mr. Welfel, good luck to you guys on your program here, and I can't wait to see how it all turns out. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Now we're 2 more of our French exchange students. Can you tell us a little about yourselves and where you're from?
UE2 et part un peu de toi. Qu'est-ce que tu aimes?
Qu'est-ce que tu aimes faire? Tu t'appelles comment?
Moi, je m'appelle Bellinger et je suis en France, à Montpellier. Et j'aime découvrir d'autres pays.
J'aime.
Découvrir d'autres pays.
D'accord.
Je ne peux.
What is her name?
Elle s'appelle Dunia.
You're translating now.
Oh, her name is Dunia.
And she likes to explore new cultures and new places.
She likes to explore new cultures and new places.
Well, that's and what about you?
Je m'appelle Nina et moi aussi j'aime bien voyager.
Je.
J'aime bien voyager.
What is her name?
Her name is Lena.
And she likes to travel, explore new places.
She likes to travel the same as Dunia, explore.
Okay. What made you 2 want to sign up for the exchange program?
C'est enrichissant.
Because it's enriching and it's a great experience for all of us.
La même chose, c'est enrichissant et c'est intéressant de faire ça avec d'autres personnes là-bas.
So it's really interesting to be able to come here and to be able to practice our language, learning English, and just explore new culture.
What are some of your first impressions of America?
Déjà, c'est grand.
It's very big.
We're getting that a lot.
Vous pouvez donner quelques exemples, non? De quoi? Qu'est-ce que c'est grand?
Il y a beaucoup de buildings, il y a beaucoup de grands bâtiments, quoi.
The really, really big buildings, comme à New York.
Oui.
Mais pas ici à New Jersey, not here in New Jersey, right?
Ah, ici,
Oui.
New Jersey,
Ouais.
les maisons.
The houses. The houses are big. Not an apartment. Yeah, but very, very pretty and very big, the houses. You'd be all very, very appreciative, right, Nina?
So, Yeah, the lovely New Jersey and architecture. Has there been anything besides the size of buildings that have been surprising to you both?
D'autres choses?
Les voitures.
The cars are very much different than those cars in France.
Oh, we're getting that one a lot today too. Anything else?
D'autres choses?
Aussi, les bus, ils sont beaux.
Les bus?
Oui.
The buses are really nice.
Les bus scolaires.
The school buses are really interesting. Pourquoi? La couleur?
Oui.
Like, quelles sont les couleurs? Oh, just like in the films, the school buses in the US are big and yellow and bright.
So the school bus is different in France?
Et comment sont les autobus ou les bus d'école en France?
Ils sont rouges.
Rouge, they're red. The buses are red.
Bio.
Oh, in certain parts of France, they have red school buses.
Yeah, that's something.
Et quoi?
Ils sont plus grands
And, ici ou en France?
en France.
Plus grands.
Oui, ils sont plus longs que.
Oh, they're a bit bigger, even longer, the ones in France than we have here in the United
Mais
States.
c'est pas des bus, c'est des cars, ça.
Oh, the different types of cars and buses are a bit different, but still, I mean, again, coloration, yellow versus red.
Right. I mean, those are just the little things you don't even think about. Absolutely. So, but do you think are the biggest differences cultural?
La culture.
Me.
C'est compliqué.
It's very complicated. Vous pouvez donner quelques exemples, non?
C'est-à-dire la culture.
Oui, notre culture américaine, quelles sont les différences entre la côté?
La nourriture,
The food's very different. Comment?
c'est un peu plus gras.
It's okay. It's a bit more greasy and oily, I suppose, here in the United States. So, le fast food, les frites, la pizza, les hamburgers, le hot dog, c'est comme ça. So different things. So the food is quite good here in the United States, but it's a little bit greasy, such as hot dogs, hamburgers, pizza, etc.
Right, and that segues good into my next question. So in America, food from France has a bit of a hype around it. And does the food live up to the hype?
Je préfère la nourriture de France.
I prefer French food. Pourquoi?
Et aussi, j'aime bien l'eau de la France.
Tu aimes quoi?
J'aime bien l'eau de la...
All right, she really likes French food.
Wait, just leave it at that?
Les deux, c'est bon, mais je suis plus habituée à celle de la France.
So both are pretty good, but I'm just more used to French food.
What do you two want to do the most while you're here?
Qu'est-ce que tu...
Beaucoup visiter.
You want to see everything, want to visit everything.
Oh.
Et toi?
À la Times Square, visiter les buildings et voilà.
And go up these big buildings and visit them and check out all the different monuments and locations.
Very nice. And what's been the most difficult adjustment so far?
La douane,
Customs, huh?
vraiment sévère.
Is very, very severe, very, very interesting just because of the strict requirements that they have coming into the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So it was definitely an eye-opening experience. Et pour toi?
Moi, il n'y a rien à part que c'est différent et voilà.
Répétez?
J'ai dit, il n'y a rien qui m'a impressionné, c'est juste différent.
It's just different. There's no real in-person and nothing that really has made a huge impact on me, but it's just different. Again, t'es arrivé mardi matin, n'est-ce pas? Ou l'après-midi. So they got here, today's Thursday, they only got here Thursday in the afternoon. And,
13 heures en été.
and so it's just they've only had almost 24 hours to explore and get used to the American culture and the American way. So they're still, I guess, acclimating.
If you could tell one thing to American and Westwood High School students, what would you say?
Qui profitent de leur pays
Ouais.
So,
et qui visitent le nôtre aussi, ce serait bien.
et visite quoi?
Et qui visitent aussi la France.
So enjoy your country, enjoy visiting the different places in the United States, and make sure you come to visit France one day.
Oh, that's lovely. I think we'll leave that off
Ça, c'est
there.
hyper cool.
Thank you both.
Merci bien, vous deux, et enchanté. Thank you, merci.
That's all here from the show today. A huge thanks to Senior Dylan Bellinger of lacrosse for his segment, and also to Mr. Welfel for his segment as well. And that's all here today, and have a good night.